moment has arrived. Now, my people, the world is yours. Now let's collide. So bring it up for the cameras. So we are living for the even more fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous. You are now listening to the Mother Love Show. You are now listening to the Mother Love Show. You are now listening to the Mother Love Show. Love Show, Love Show, Love Show, Love Show. Hello, babies. It's Mother Love coming to you live and in living color, right on our multiple platforms. We are here for your entertainment, your education, and just the all time we're going to feel better and we're going to talk about the things that a lot of people don't want to talk about. But we need to talk about them. And one of the things that we need to talk about is taking care of ourselves. I know I'm on that soapbox quite often because I know how important it is to make sure you take care of yourself. Because, we will run at 100 miles an hour trying to get there, trying to catch up, trying to keep your head above water, trying to make sure you just don't come, just fall apart and just, it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's still doable. It is important that you take care of you. We'll take care of everybody else, and especially women. We will take care of everybody else. We will stand in front of the stove and fry vats of chicken and all kind of food for the Sunday go to meeting, legs swelling up, looking all wild and undisciplined. We will do that. We will put ourselves on the back burner. Oh, I got this little twinge in the side right up here under my armpit. I don't know what that is. Oh, it'll be all right. It'll be okay. I mean, we talk ourselves out of good health. We talk ourselves out of good vibes, out of standing in our purpose and standing in working on our vision. And your vision first has got to be your health. I was like that. Listen, I'm telling you, if it wasn't nailed down, I was eating. I ate everything on the menu, but thank you, call again. And food was my familiar. It's still my familiar. I had to learn. I mean, literally, I had to relearn how to eat, what to eat, when to eat, how to prepare what I was going to eat. And I used to didn't ever think I was going to be any kind of cook or chef or anything like that. And I was like, the only thing I wanted to do as far as food was concerned was make reservations. Hello, this is Mother Love. I'd like to have a reservation for 2 or 22. Whoever was there with me. I'm not sitting up here trying to do anything. Then I met this guy at college who said, I want a lady. And right then I knew, okay, I don't know if this is going to be the right guy. Because he asked me, he said, I need a lady. I want a lady. I was like, see me? I went from girl to woman. I skipped over ladyhood growing up. I learned to be a lady later on in life. But when you learn to be a lady later on in life, you got some baggage back there. Because I was a woman. I was a grown woman. I'm pretending to be an adult. I'm a adult. I don't ever want to lose my childhood wonder. You shouldn't either. I'm not saying doing childish things. I'm saying that wonderment, that element of, oh, let me try that. How about this? Let me try that. Okay, and a lot of times, more often than not, when you're kids, you want to be a ballerina and a fireman. You want to be a soldier and sell shoes. None of it ever seems to go together when you're growing up. It's just not, that's not what it is. I wanted to be a paleontologist. Ask me why. I'll tell you why. I like the way the word sounds. Paleontologist. That's somebody that gets dirty. So I had to do my research back then. And I was like, I don't think I want to be dirty all the time. Or an archaeologist. I like those. The titles sound really good. I prefer that my friends are attorneys as opposed to lawyers. They know the law. They are attorneys. That's just me and my ilk. And I had to learn how to be able to sit down and talking about my health, not just my physical health, my mental health, to sit down and talk to somebody who knew what they were talking about as far as nutrition is concerned. And oftentimes, especially when you get to be an adult, you're like, I don't want to hear all that. Oh my goodness, that's just too much. Look, I'm all right like I am. I'm okay. I sew what I wear, size 22 dress. Well, that was back then. Not now. And so what, that really doesn't even bother me. I'm trying to figure out how to keep from keeping a roof over my head with my kids. I got to make sure these kids are fed and they're growing like weeds. You just don't even know. And when it was 6 of us and we were all teenagers at the same time. It's a wonder. My mother and my aunts and uncles and cousins and everybody who was part of our community, our tribe, our circle of people, I would have went crazy. I mean, that many teenagers at one time, and we all got through it. We all made it through our teenage years. Not all the way making all the time making the best decisions. Because when we were growing up, we didn't think about, food and gaining weight or anything like that. We didn't have a sedentary life. We ate, we cleaned up the house, we left after we had finished with our chores. We could go outside and play. You could stay out there and run, rip and run all day. Don't let the street lights catch you out there. So it wasn't about, I can't eat this, I can't eat that. Listen, when you was growing up, you ate whatever was on the plate. There was no, oh, I don't eat broccoli. Oh, I don't like Brussels sprouts. Oh, I don't like liver. You hungry? Well, yes. Well, then you'll eat. That's what you'll do. We ate what was on the plate, and we really didn't have any concern about that. Not really. Even when we saw our older relatives and they were in a wheelchair, part of their leg is missing, they're losing their eyesight. They used to call people that wore thick glasses, either they called the fellas Poindexter, like because Poindexter was smart, but have to wear these like really, really thick glasses. And we just didn't even think about it. And then as we get older and we think about it and our health is starting to fall by the wayside, we've ignored twinges and pings and dings and all kind of stuff. I wake up with a new pain, it seems like every day. And then sometimes I ignore it. Sometimes I'm going, do I need to go to the doctor for this? No, I can doctor on myself. And you're going to be your own best healthcare professional. Seriously, because you're going to go into the doctor's office. Hopefully you get a physical every year or every 2 years so you can see if there's trouble coming. You could circumvent it if you see it coming. If you see it in your family, and like I know, diseases run in families, and whether it's heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, cancer, it runs in families. And we're always saying, oh, that's not gonna happen to me. Oh, that was just Uncle June, he don't take care of himself. Oh no, that's not gonna happen to me. Then you get up in the morning and you taking your shower and you rubbing on your breast, and now you feel a big lump that you didn't feel. Don't ignore it. I would rather go to the doctor and they say, oh, mother love, it's just a benign tumor, than instead of say, oh, I'm just going to ignore this. And, my teeth's about to fall off because I didn't go to the doctor in a timely enough fashion. And we have to be able to understand I know, babies, I know. The first thing you're going to say is, I can't afford it. Can you not afford it? Can you not afford to go get a physical at least once a year, every 18 months or whatever? If I got a hangnail and I can't get it off, I'm going to the toenail and the fingernail people to help me with this. When I can't do it, I can't fix it, I can't do my mother love stuff, or I'm just masking the symptoms, I get up and I go to the doctor. And one of the many things I've learned is that when you take a proactive approach as a patient, the doctors will take a proactive approach to you. They will make sure that they know that what you know and what you don't know. And be mindful. Your doctor cannot be every place and everything to all people. It's a team effort. It is a joint project. You go into the doctor's office and the doctor doesn't go, humana, 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 I know you got diabetes. Humana, 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 I know you're overweight. That's not, doctor says, how are you feeling? What's going on? Tell me. And to sit there and go, I don't know. You just told me to follow up, so I'm here. You got to be proactive. You have to be able to know your body. You know when a ting ding, it's scratch. You know when it's not going away. You know that better than the doctor does. And that way, when you're a proactive patient, you can really get a proactive doctor. And when you don't have a proactive doctor, kick him to the curb. They're not the only ones in the game. I remember I had an endocrinologist. I told y'all this story one day. I went, and this is when I was still heavy. I went to the doctor, and I said, I'm just not feeling well, and I think I'm coming down. I think I've developed diabetes. It runs in my family, and I'm starting to have the I'm so thirsty. I could not drink enough water. I could not get to a bathroom fast enough, because if you drink a lot, you're gonna pee a lot. So if whatever your route is, whatever my route was, I knew where the bathrooms were. I knew who would open up the door for me and let me use their bathroom. I knew what gas station had the cleanest bathroom. Seriously. And I kept saying, I can't quench this thirst. And then it's like I didn't have any taste buds. Like I couldn't taste salt. Hello, I'm on the air. See, now you know it's live. And so, I go to the doctor, and I said, and I know what you're thinking. Well, a lot of doctors, they want to tell you what to do, and, then you don't do it. Then they're fussing at you. I mean, so it's got to be a team effort. And so, and I like the guy individually as an individual, charming man. As a doctor with, dealing with people, as an endocrinologist dealing with people, especially dealing with women with diabetes, he had this, and I told this to him to his face. So don't even say, "Oh, I know who she's talking about." He knows who I'm talking about, because I said, I cannot believe your sanctimonious attitude. This is what he said to me. This is what he said. He said, "Well, my love, you just need to go on insulin." I was like, "Well, can we do some tests to make sure that's what it is, and where I am on the scale, and what my blood sugar is?" And he was surprised that I knew what an A1C was and what an A1C is. That diabetes runs rampant in my family, and we got every kind of diabetes. Juvenile diabetes, now it's called. It used to be called type 1. Type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, it's gestational diabetes. Now the scientists are saying that there is technically a third kind of diabetes. And that's what they are finding is that people that are developing dementia and what?
Coffee down here.
Okay.
That's this number.
Oh, so what am I supposed to do?
You're going to call him so he can come into the show.
Okay. I don't know how to do that.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, y'all. Just wait a minute. Out in the middle of the show.
You hit call.
I don't see call.
Right here.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Okay. See, they don't have words anymore. Okay. So anyway, my endocrinologist is telling me that I should just go on insulin. You should just go on insulin. Why you want me to go on insulin? I don't want to be on insulin. Look, you the one came in here with this. Okay. I didn't want to
Okay, hold
on. And yet again. Okay. Oh.
Okay, hold on. Oh. No, I'm not gonna cut you off.
Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on. Okay. I don't touch the buttons. They don't let me touch the buttons. It's text. Forwarded to an automatic voice message system. Okay.
You may hang up or press 1. Hang up for that. I did. Okay, now press it back again though. Okay, wait a minute.
Oh, no.
Okay, hold on. No, continue.
Oh, right. Okay.
Hold on. Just hold on. We're about to get your guest.
Welcome to my world.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Good.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, is it dialing? So you got all the mechanics and the computers and the telephone and that part.
Wait a minute.
Okay,
hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay.
I'm holding on. So back to the story. So he tells me, well, you just need to go on insulin. So I'm like, what do you mean I need to go on insulin? If you guys just tuned in, this is Dr. Mother Love, and I'm talking about the importance of taking care of your health and yourself first. Remember, self-preservation is the first law of nature. I got to take care of me. That way I do well with me, then I can take care of you. And that's how it's got to go. You don't take care of somebody else before you take care of yourself. And so anyway, So like I said, I like the doctor. I like the man. I didn't particularly care for his the way that he was treating me and the way that he was talking to me. And I knew the difference because when I would see him out someplace, we had a lovely time, cordial conversation. Get into his doctor's office. He put his doctor hat on and he was just holier than thou. And I was like, wait a minute. Why? What are you telling me? I just need to go on insulin. This is what he said. He said, well, most fat black women don't follow the protocol. Okay, I couldn't even get past most fat black women. And I'm standing there and I was like, if I'd have knew it back then, I would have had a Mitch McConnell freeze. So I was just livid. And what came out of my mouth, this is what God got to bite on my tongue sometime. What came out of my mouth, I said, I'm not most fat black women. So I'm telling you right now, I'm calling my primary care physician and I'm going to talk to him and let him tell me. Hello? Oh my goodness, do we have him? Hello? Wait a minute. Hello? Victor?
Hello?
He can't hear me.
This is he. Who's calling?
Oh, this is Mother Love.
I know, sweetheart. How are you?
Oh, I'm well. I just wanted to make sure we had you on the line. We've had a little technical difficulties, but it's still good to have you on the line. I'll tell you about the story later, everybody. On the line with me is percussionist extraordinaire, Victor Olando. He is the leader of a band called Fanjala. And when you hear a name like that, you know it's going to be big, it's going to be tough, it's going to be great. It is just an honor and a pleasure to chat with you. So tell us what's been going on with you, because you do everything. You done played with everybody. Tell me when growing up in Dallas, how was that for you? And how did you get involved in playing the drums?
Well, I mean, it's good to hear your voice again.
It's been a minute.
But I'm here. I'm still doing my thing. I started out in Dallas back in the high school bands, and actually just went back home about 2 weeks ago and got a Lifetime Achievement Award for percussion from the Alumni Band Association at my school, which is very, very well.
Oh, how about
that? I started back in Dallas.
You started back in Dallas when? Hello?
Yeah, I started back in Dallas, and then I moved out to L.A. I started in the bands in Dallas, and it was really nice growing up playing music.
So did you always know that this is what you were going to do?
After I got it hooked in me, and that's what I wanted to do, but I didn't know that was already chosen for me to do, because God said, I got a path for you, and it's going to be music, and I've been doing it 51 years. Like, this is the only job that I've had that I love.
Okay, so it's not a job. That's not a job. They say when you love what you do, you will never work a day in your life. Because listen, I've been to his concerts, y'all.
True.
I'm telling you, go to and it's not really, it's an experience, because you make everybody in that room feel like that they're the most important person in the room, and that you're just playing for that person, and everybody in the room can feel that. What was that like for you when you realized I can make people love this? Okay, now how do I make that happen?
Yeah, I didn't know that. All I knew was, yes, I was exciting people. Yes, they were liking it. But until people started coming up and telling me they liked it, they loved it, it moved me, it made me forget about my problems, it made me feel good, it made me dance, it made me happy. I'm like, wow, all of that just for me playing congos.
All of that.
And I'm like, that's what it was.
And I mean, well, I could see if you were just like just a moderate conga player, a moderate percussionist. No, you show up and show out. And I'm telling you guys, when you go and see Victor Olando and Fanjala, don't get your hair did. Don't get your hair did. Put on some flat shoes, because you are not going to be sitting in the seat that you might go over and sit down in your seat, but you're not going to be sitting in that seat. You're not gonna stop moving from the time you guys hit the stage. Where does it come from, that energy? Because you always perform like this is your first time being on stage.
Yeah. I really can't. It's just the spirit inside of me that gets the adrenaline flowing, and I have to play for people, and I have to make it work, and they feel it, and once they feel it, I feel it, and if they don't feel it, I feel it, and then they feel it. We all got a feeling going on up in there.
and it's a love fest. I mean, it is, and it's great to see people, you know, when you go out, because a lot of times we get together because somebody done passed or something like, or they're in the hospital or whatever. We know when we come to one of your shows, it's going to be, and if you can, just a little, you know, just a little something I'm trying to tell the audience when they get ready to come over there to hang out with you on the 29th. You're going to talk about that too. Wear some light clothes because you're going to be sweating the whole time. I'm telling you, I was sweating on the back of my leg one day. I was like, who sweats on the back of their leg? I said, well, Victor can make that happen. And you do. So now here you are. You come to you do. No, you do, and we love it. So because you have been recognized for the work that you do outside of music. You are a philanthropist. You give your time to others. You play for others without expecting anything in return. I mean, when you're working with, the work that you were doing, you know, as an alumni for your school and what you do for other people, and especially your work and your music and your outreach. Tell people how do you outreach and who's your audience when you're there? Being your philanthropist self.
Yeah, well, that's, musically, I'm, can you hear me?
I hear you just fine. Musically.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, musically, I love to do what I do. And then when I look around, it takes me from that because I do meet a lot of people when I'm doing what I do. Mm-hmm. So some of the people say, hey, I got this happening with this project and this community service and stuff. Do you mind coming to the school and playing for the kids on career day? And I'm like, sure. I go, I play, and they love it because there's kids, 3rd, 4th, 5th graders love to hear the sound of drums and stuff. And then I surprise them by saying, all right, this is what I want all of you guys to do. Who wants to play on the drum? Everybody starts screaming and raising their hand. I say, line up. Everybody's going to get a chance to play on the drum. And that just blows them away. They come up and they play and they have fun and stuff. And then one lady came up to me and said she works with the Down Syndrome and Autistic Foundation that has an annual picnic every year. Mm-hmm. And that year, I go out to the park, Burbank tennis courts. They have their picnic, and then they all gather around up under the trees on the grass, and I play for them. And then I have a big old bag of percussion instruments, triangles and cowbells and all of that. And I have that, and then I have one of the kids pass them out to everybody, and then they come up and play with me. So I've been doing that. I love doing it. I see the lighting up of their faces when, stuff like that happens. But I didn't know that people also noticed that. And next thing I know, on my birthday party last year, I got a certificate of recognition from President Biden, one from the White House, one from Mayor Karen Bass, one from my mayor in Dallas, Texas, and various city council people. So I got all of that. That brought me to tears because I was not expecting that much stuff. And I didn't know that this guy was letting these people know that this is some of the stuff that I do. So there were certificates of recognition for that, and I appreciated that. It at least make me feel good to keep doing what I'm doing.
See, that makes me feel good to know that you're out there willing to give your time, and so many people in our industry, with whether it's music, whether it's acting, whether it's, directing, whatever it is in our business, sometimes people get a little full of themselves and they get ahead of themselves and thinking that they're all that and a chip factory. Oh no, what is this? I don't even know how to answer the phone. Okay, wait. This is a whole new thing for me. Okay, wait a minute. I'm trying to see if I could get them on I don't know how to answer this. Okay. Hello? Okay, well, I'm glad that you all are listening. Cynthia's on here with me. William is on here with me. And we're chatting together with Victor Olando. And so when I want to know, how did you decide to name the band Funjala? What did you have to do with that? And what does it mean?
Wow, it's I used all my career coming up when I started fronting a band, as they say, and not being egotistical, but I call it Victor Olando. That was me.
Mm-hmm.
And something, because there was Gloria Estefan and the Miami Sound Machine. There was Carlos Santana and Santana. There was, Maurice White and Earth, Wind & Fire. There was always the and, which brought in everybody else. So I would always go Victor Olando and energy, because everybody in the band had energy. I go Victor Olando and the powerhouse. There was always something. And I just kept toying. I'm always creating, and I'm always thinking. And one day I asked myself, what do you play? I play funk music. I play jazz. And I played Latin. Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, well, what can we do with that? And that's when I started coming up with fun for funk, ja for jazz, and la for Latin. I said, Funjala.
Funjala.
I was like, that sounds so cool.
And happy.
Everybody thought I was making up an African name. I said, no, man, it's no African. It's straight funk.
See,
so
you just put.
Everybody loves it. Funjala.
I mean,
Funjala,
and
Funjala.
when you say it, Funjala, a smile comes to your face automatically. It just. It's fun, it's funk, and all people can relate to it. All people of all ages. I've seen young people that have been at your events, and they are jumping up and down and having a good time. And they crack me up to let young kids and say, "What's jazz?" That's why it is such a horrific thing that they took the arts out of the schools. When you saw that, what went through your head? Because you have the opportunity to play for your school band. What went through your head when you found out and you realized there's no music, there's no art, there's no painting, there's no creativity, there's no place for these young people to get their energy out?
Yeah. So, it's a shame. I mean, we did grow up with all of that foundation, and there's even my kids, when my kids was growing up out here in Sherman Oaks going to school, and my daughter was in the band for 8 years, but she never stepped one foot on a football field, and she doesn't know how to do an 8-turn and an oval. She does not know how to do that.
You said she can't do. That's terrible. What did she play? What did your daughter play? What did your daughter play?
She started out playing flute, and then she went to the alto sax, the tenor sax, and then she graduated playing baritone sax.
Oh, what?
So my daughter went through all of that, and she was totally shy. She was nowhere near like what I do on stage. She would sit down in the orchestra and play, and don't give me no solo, don't point to me, don't tell me to stand. She just didn't want to have no parts of being seen. Just her.
Oh, and that's it. And obviously she's very good at it, because when you could go from alto to baritone, saxophone, that's not an easy feat. That's something you got to come all the way deep from your diaphragm to be able to play that. See, I know a little bit about that. I used to play the B flat clarinet.
Okay.
And
that's true. I was just happy for her that she did breeze through that and had that as a foundation in her, just to have the music as a foundation. And then my other kids want to, they want to do art stuff. My sons want to be a film director and a director of films and stuff. So they have some arts in them. I'm just there to be a foundation for them if they need the help.
And that's really good, because when your parents are supportive of your goals, it does make for a lot better, a lot smarter, a lot more peaceful upbringing, because they do support you. Because, people will tell you, what you want to go play the drum? Nobody going to pay you to play no congas. What's wrong with you? Nobody going to pay you to run your mouth. What's wrong? Girl, you better go somewhere and get back on that bus and quit talking crazy. People don't. They don't. And I'm just thinking of just the great times that you embrace us, and you allow us to embrace you with your music and what have you. And talking about your sons want to be directors and producers and do their own thing. You are doing your own thing too. Tell us about your movie, because he doesn't just play the skins, people. He's an actor. He's a writer. He's a songwriter. He does it all. And he's hilarious as all get out. So let's talk about that, and how you can have so many hats.
What happened? What
happened was.
What happened when I was growing up in high school, I not only was in the band, I was in the drama department.
Mm-hmm.
And the drama department was another extension of creativity. And it really bit me. I was doing Pearly Victorious in high school. I did a Shakespeare one-act play with me and two other people. There was only three people in the act. A Tennessee Williams play. And what was the biggest play for me to do in school, I played Ebenezer Scrooge in my high school play. I mean,
that had to be
was big.
That had to be serious acting. And you ever see, that's some serious acting, because he was such a mean and hateful person, and that was good. So
yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, so I did that, and that gave me the bite the bug. But when I came to California, I just I said, okay, you go on the back burner, let me do some music now, and see, what's happening with that. But I always asked God, I said, either I'm going to do music and bring acting in on the back door, or I'm going to get a role on something and bring music in on the back door. One of those two was going to open the back door for the other one. So I got up here and I started appearing as an extra. I did central casting. I was in every black sitcom that came out, every movie that could be out there that they sent me out for. I was in it just to get that experience, learn the directors, learn what they're doing, see the camera shots and angles and all of that. Getting that in my bow and arrow basket so I can shoot it when I need to. And they messed around and put me in a movie playing Richard Pryor.
How about that?
And that just made me... Yeah, there's a movie called Black Dynamite that Michael John White saw me do my impersonation. And they put me in that movie, Black Dynamite. But little known, I had already started writing my own Mudbone Richard Pryor movie. So myself and Cy Richardson, actor, we are looking for distribution and funding to get this movie out. It's a Mudbone type, Richard Pryor type, Victor Orlando comedy movie that is just hilarious, and we cannot wait to get it shot and get it out there for everybody to see.
Well, isn't that something? You make a great Richard Pryor. You're gonna make sure that his story gets out there. Well, more of his story gets out there, because we grew up on Richard Pryor. He was funny. He's one of them kind of comedians. Yeah. He's one of them kind of comedians. Don't eat or drink around him. Just don't eat or drink. Just sit there or stand there and just right, because you be done choked yourself. I almost choked on a chicken bone one time laughing at his great. And my mother had every album. She had every Richard Pryor album. And he was funny, and he is missed. And that's what's so great about what attracted you to Richard Pryor, besides the fact that you favor him a lot.
Well, and I didn't know that until I started making faces, and everybody like, yeah. And I looked in the mirror. I look in the mirror periodically and say, I don't look like Richard Pryor.
Yes,
and then I hear the Mudbone bass and say, "Oh, yes, you do."
Okay, right. Well, my thing is okay.
When
That
I grew up listening to the albums, just listening, I grew up in a house. If you look like you're about to cuss, you're gonna get your teeth knocked out your mouth. So I do a very clean ritual. I don't do profanity, but it's still as funny.
Yeah.
And then I just all through my career. In my music, I do that as a part of the stand-up while I'm playing music, and it caught on, and everybody likes it. And I've met Richard. We talked. I met his kids. Richard Pryor Jr. says, "Man, you do daddy better than we do daddy." And I'm like, okay, that one I'll take.
Oh, and now you.
If I got that from the kids,
that's it.
Got that from the kids,
that's
I'm
it.
happy.
You
daddy better than we do
look.
daddy.
You golden now. See, you are golden. You ain't even got to worry about when somebody tells you you imitate their daddy better than they do, and they know.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
And I mean, they know. But you know what I ended up doing? I got the most iconic thing in life. When I first came to Los Angeles, I went to the Comedy Store to find Richard, and we went out back, and we took a picture. It was such a picture. It was so great. That picture was a Polaroid, where you take it, and then you take it out the camera, and you shake it before it becomes a picture. That is a picture. And to this day, I have that 51-year-old picture still.
Oh, my.
Of me and Richard.
How?
And then here, like, I think 2 years ago, I went to the Comedy Store just to see Richard Pryor Jr., and we took the exact same picture that me and his dad took 51 years ago at the Comedy Store.
How cool.
I can't get no more iconic than that, to get the dad and the son at the same place 51 years ago.
I got the chills. Oh, and that is really awesome. The legacy continues. So now, okay. So now you're writing this movie about, you know, right?
Huh?
I said you're writing this movie, and as the
Ray and Richard Jr. and Mason, and contacted them about being in my movie. So look forward to hoping that everything comes together so I can do that and include them in this movie that I'm doing.
Oh, that would be great. I actually had Richard Jr. on the show before. And he's a funny guy too.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, we had a ball.
Oh yeah.
See, and when you have a legacy like that, you want to protect it. So, and here you have your kids. Is your daughter still in music? I said, is your daughter still in music?
No. Unfortunately, the divorce separated all of that. You said something about the parents supporting their kids. It was kind of an opposite in the household I was in, which is what it kind of always is. That's why I strive to talk to parents that if your child is gifted, support them, not beat them over the head with what you said, which is what I got beat over my head when I was growing up. You need to get a job. That ain't gonna pay you no money. You ain't gonna get no 7 figures for that. You gonna be. My brother jokes with me and says, "Yeah, Mom used to say you gonna be playing them bongos at 80 years old." And I said, "Yeah, well, she was true about that." And I love it. But my situation happened. My other half did not encourage at all.
Oh, see.
And my son actually played trumpet for a while. He went from clarinet to trumpet. And that's what they liked. And I didn't make them, force them, or tell them. That's what they liked. And they saw what I was doing. But without the encouragement, it died like a smoldering ashes that just die out.
See.
But I know it's inside of them because they did it so well. It just needs to be nurtured and supported.
And we need those.
I have other little nieces and nephews, and I got grandkids and great grandkids.
Oh, look.
That are picking up the banner of doing music, and those parents are encouraging them, and I appreciate that from back in Dallas.
That's wonderful. And we all got to, put our arms around, especially our creative people. Well, all people, because everybody needs to be nurtured. And that's where we've fallen down as a society, as families have split up and, become fragmented. How do you hold it together? And especially when you have children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, because they're all looking at you. When you talk about your life and all the fun that you've had, what has been some of your biggest obstacles, in music, in life, and how did you get through it? How did you walk through those fires?
When I realized that music was a major part of my life, basically, and God gave it to me, and He has a plan for me, then the devil started putting up all these obstacles to see if I was going to make it through the plan. And from not getting paid to working like a dog playing the music, although it's fun, people can make it be a job and make it be stressful on you. All of the things that go with it, and you just get to the end of the day and say, whew, I'm glad I'm through with that, and what's next? I hope it's better than the last situation. But it will throw stuff at you to make you want to stop. I forget the guy's name, not Gene Chandler. The guy, Only the Strong Survive.
I know you're talking about
Jared Butler.
Jared Butler, the Iceman.
Only the strong survive. And 51 years and when I talk to God, it's 51 years of faith. I have faith that the phone is going to ring with a job. I hope it's going to ring, but my faith is the foundation that my calendar is never empty throughout a month. There's a job that there's a job that pops up here, and there's a job that pops up there. I got New Year's Eve already booked.
See,
in October, and that's God, because I didn't pick up and call around and say, "Hey, I ain't got no New Year's Eve job. Can you hire me?" The phone rang and said, "Hey, I want to hire you for New Year's Eve." That's faith, and that's God, and that's what knocks the obstacles or makes the obstacles easier for me to go through, knock them down, get out of my way. But they still pop up. But God has a way of making me go through them so that I don't have to be. I know there are people that they're wore out. This business will tire you out, but it's the love of what you do and your faith that'll get you through it. No matter, and it doesn't have to be music. It's whatever you do. When I got my star for Hollywood Walk of Fame,
how about that? How about that?
I said, God put a teaspoon of what you were gonna be inside of you when you were born. So if you were gonna be a doctor, you're going to go through some things, but you're going to be the best doctor there is, because people need a doctor. He didn't give you to be a doctor and then say, not go play congos.
Right.
He gave me to go play congos and not go and try to save nobody. So he gives you what you're supposed to be. You just have to nurture it, weather the battles, and come out at the end of the day still doing what you're doing and not be knocked down.
Right.
But if you do get knocked down,
get up.
The next morning.
Get up. That's the difference between successful people and people who fail at things, because they don't get up the last time they got knocked down. I'm like a weeble. I wobble, but I don't fall down, because you never know. And there are going to be people that I'm a weeble. I didn't bob and weave, and you got to keep going. You just got to keep going, because it's just like you said. God puts us all here for a purpose, for a reason, and we have to find that. We have to come to grips with it. We have to realize and accept that we are special people, that you're a special people, that all of us have something that we can do. Maybe even if it's just this much, a little bit better than somebody else. Like people used to always ask me, so they said, well, what do you do, Mother Love? I said, I'm in the entertainment business. So they automatically off the rip think I'm a gospel singer. I'm like, You don't want me to say, I can't carry a tune and a push card. You want me to do what? Listen, I get on the stage and start singing. Just if you're going to throw food, make sure you're throwing tomatoes and grapes and, healthy stuff for me. I mean, no. Can you throw me a salad? That's all. Put a little black pepper on. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I stay in my lane. I remember when I first came out here, one of the managers I had, he said, "Oh, they sent me to an acting coach. They sent me to take stage blocking." And I told them I had done that, but they gave me, and I went to the classes. So then they go, "Oh yeah, you're really good at this. We're gonna get you a voice coach." I said, "A voice coach for what?" They said, "We're gonna so you can sing." I was like, "Dude, no, don't even do that." So they were just like, "Don't." I'm like, "I'm not gonna do that." Okay. So, he was just on me. "Mother love, you got that voice. It's got a certain sound." I'm like, "And you don't want to hear it when I'm singing." My mother used to call me when I was singing in the house. "So will you stop all that caterwauling?" I still don't know what caterwauling is, but it must have been bad. It must have been bad. He said, "No, I'm going to get you the best voice coach. You're going to be great at this." I go to the first lesson. The first lesson. He was real nice. He said, "Well, now, dear, I'm just going to tell you straight from the hip so that we're not wasting each other's time. Don't come back. Don't come back." I said, I tried to tell them I couldn't sing. I don't, and I'm one of them kind of singers, all off key, mess up the words, change the word. You don't want to do that. Music is for my enjoyment. You play for my enjoyment. And I want to ask you this because I asked you about your, the trials and tribulations. You're also a survivor. You are also a cancer survivor.
Yeah.
Will you share with people that how you were able to get through that, work through that, and get to the other side and still keep playing?
Yeah, that has been a new experience for me. My second wife, after leaving home, I married again, and she died of fourth stage cancer, which I saw how it shriveled up her body, and it took her. But the day that I went in to the doctor and sit down, and he said, "You have cancer," those 3 words. And then he said, "But it's fixable because we caught it early." That was my blessing, and that it didn't spread through my body like it did my ex-wife. And I was savable. And then I said, "Well, okay, I'm still in God's plan." Well, once it hit me, I was like, mentally, I was depressed. Yeah, we're human. And nothing was hurting me. Just the words, "You have it," was depressing. And, I'm positive as I could be and all of that, but it doesn't negate the fact that was what was inside of me. But they took it out. I healed. I'm still healing. But through it, I said, "Well, you need to pick yourself up and go back to playing." And now, and tell people how you did it so they can get through it, because now I made myself be an advocate to other cancer guys that are musicians, trying to talk them through it, get them through it. And I don't know everything about it, but I say, "Well, this is what I did, A, B, C, D, and I'm still playing." So one night I'm at a dinner party, and an older gentleman decides to tell me his story to help me get through my situation. And that was Billy Davis from the Fifth Dimension. Marilyn McCool and Bill. I'm at a dinner party with both of them. And he was like, he had it for 20, well, he had it, and he's been good for 20 years. And he was telling me the ups and downs, and he's still on the stage singing to this day. And I'm like, there's my advocate guy.
And your inspiration.
So I get through it.
I said he was your inspiration and continues to be an inspiration by showing that you can fight this battle, you can win this battle, and you can keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. God snatches us down for a reason. Maybe you think he was moving too fast and you weren't paying attention, and then you go, "Oh snap! What made you go to the doctor?" Because you know how y'all are. I'm just going to keep it 100. Men are the worst patients like ever. And who's worse? A man patient? Doctors. They are the worst patients. And they know what they're doing. What did you do to make you say, okay, Victor, you need to go to the doctor and see what's going on?
Well, that's the number one truth of all truths. Men don't want to do it. Just, the second part of it is men don't. Some men, well, and I can speak for men. I can speak for what I see as musicians.
Mm-hmm.
Musicians don't have insurance. They are stuck with gig to gig, making do for themselves. If they got a family, gig to gig, making do for the family, and insurance is the last on the list of another bill that they would do. So, but me being a senior citizen, I get insurance, and it works for me.
Uh-huh.
So I have the LA Medicare Plus, which gives me everything that needs to be done health-wise.
Mm-hmm.
But even still, that I wasn't going to the doctor in the beginning. Whenever if I broke a fingernail, okay, I'd go to the doctor and get my nail fixed. But that's about it. I wouldn't go for all of the tests and this, that, and the other that goes with going to a doctor.
See.
So for 3 years, they would send me a birthday card from LA Care, Medicare, and say, hey, it's your birthday, happy birthday. Have you checked out? Have you got your colonoscopy? Have you got your flu shot? Have you got your this, your that, and the other? I'd say, I get to it. And put the card in the corner. Thank you for the birthday card. I'll get to that other stuff later. Then it come another year. I say, I'm on tour right now. I don't have time to do all of that. I'm watching football. Man, it's football season. I can't go down to the doctor. Another year go by. God is sitting up there watching me do this.
Watching you.
God at this point knows.
I say, yeah, God's watching you. Now, just how stupid are you going to be? Are you going to pay attention to that body of yours? What are you doing? What did I say earlier? You'll put it on the back burner. You will put yourself on the back burner to make sure that you're there for going on the road or whatever it is. And on the back burner, Lord knows what's going on inside of your body. So now this is year 3. You get a 3rd birthday card and go ahead.
So the 3rd card came. Football season was happening. COVID was happening. Trump was happening. Junk was happening. COVID, you couldn't even go out your door. I'm like, this is way too flipping much depression going on me, Jack. And the number one thing people ask me is, how did you know you had it? And the number one thing that you just asked me, how did I know that I had it and what did I do? Well, that 3rd birthday card came, and it asked me all of that, and God knew I already had cancer when that card came. And I said, yeah, you know what? It's COVID. I can't go nowhere. I can't tour. There ain't no good games on. Let me go ahead and call it that dumb doctor and set up an appointment and see what's up. So that's what I did. I called the doctor, and I said, hey, I got your birthday card. Appreciate it. It said set up for a colonoscopy, set up for a blood test, and to see you for a physical. So they gave me those 3 appointments. I did the physical. They drew the blood. They did all the tests. And then I started getting the call for the colonoscopy. Go in and get your colonoscopy done. That was around Thanksgiving 2 years ago. I went in, got the colonoscopy done. Now that turns into being a funny stand-up routine, mother.
Oh, wait.
That I have made going in, getting a colonoscopy, a Richard Pryor stand-up routine of going in there with all them men going inside my behind. I don't think so, baby. I ain't having no dude go in my rear end. That's what I was mentally. Do you know they found 2 polyps inside of me?
See.
Didn't know it. They wasn't cancerous, but they would have been if I hadn't gotten it taken care of. So I had 2 polyps that they took out. So the next thing the doctor calls and sets up the neurologist appointment. I go into the neurologist and he says, of the blood tests we took, your PCT blood levels for cancer are supposed to be 0.5. Yours are 6.9.
Oh,
you
Lord.
have cancer.
Lord have mercy.
And I'm like, oh, snap. That is not what I ever in life wanted to hear. So at that point, he said it's fixable because it hadn't spread in your body. But it goes back to God knew it. God tapped me on the shoulder and said, really, I think you need to make the call this time. I made it, and that's what started igniting the process of me going to the doctor and getting that physical.
See.
And not becoming that man that says, you know, I'll get to it, I'll get to it, I'll get to it, and never get to it. 3 stages, 4 stages later, now it hits you in the gut, and you can't walk out the front door.
Mm-mm.
You have to be pulled out on a stretcher going to the ambulance because you waited too late.
See.
So I thank God I didn't wait too late. He got me in there. They took the prostate out. I have some little complications now, but I'm alive, and they're not as bad as if I didn't want the chemo and radiation in my body.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole other animal.
Oh yeah, all about
yeah. Deal with.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, just take it out, and I'll deal with the little things that I'm having to deal with now, which is edema and neuropathy. I have neuropathy pretty bad.
In your feet?
It impels me to being on the stage, jumping around like the person that you saw the last time you saw me jumping around. People don't see it that's not that person because I still jump, but I jump at a minimum. Somebody says, okay, the people want to see you jump, but I'm not going to allow you to jump that much because I'm going to be on the floor
right
3 jumps later because my body won't be able to take it.
See, and we get to a point.
They don't want to see that.
We get to a point, you know.
I'll make it.
You said this earlier. You were a senior citizen. We're not senior citizens. We're seasoned citizens. We got flavor. We got all that. But I'm with you on the senior citizen thing because we can get all the benefit, get everything. Look, we got to fight for Medicare. We got to fight for people's benefits behind us, and the young people better get out there and fight to keep them because we work too hard to not get our, you know, what we have coming from us working that long. And so it's just wonderful that you still get to do what you do and you are on the other side of this. So what have they said about your prognosis?
Well, no, it's out.
Okay.
I'm clean. I'm 0.0.
Okay.
I'm now just taking medicine for my neuropathy to kind of help keep the pain out of my legs.
Yeah.
When I go on stage, I have another pill that I don't even have to take. It's called adrenaline, and it just comes over me like a Marvel hero costume. I turn into Wonder Man, like Wonder Woman. I just do my little spin, and bam, there I am. I got my Marvel hero costume on, and I'm entertaining people, and they're enjoying it. And I'm happy, they're happy, and then at night when I go home, I have to kind of pamper my legs because they're a little sore. But it's okay. I made it through it. Everybody's happy. I got paid. I can go to sleep. And I wake up the next day and say, all right, God, what's next?
What's next? What is next coming up for you? Tell people about Olando Productions, your experience that's coming up on October 29th.
So the thing, I don't know how and why I started doing birthday parties for myself, just to have people come out, so not to horse me up on a ladder and know all of that.
90
just, hey,
seconds.
I live another year, come and celebrate that with me, and they have throughout the ages. But it's really picked up lately, and Olando Productions puts on this nice show. I do theme parties. We did the 70s last year where everybody came in because I was 70, so I did a 70s at 70, and they came in their 70s outfits, and we all partied at Catalina Jazz Club up on Sunset in Hollywood. So this year, I'm doing the same thing, but with another theme. I'm doing my birthday party where I'm going to be performing and having fun. I've invited several people to enjoy their birthday parties with mine. Publicist Cynthia Busby is going to be joining me with her fan base. I have a couple of other people that are having people get tables with their friends and family to enjoy. I'm calling it a Scorpio affair because the 23rd to the 24th is Scorpio month. So we're all going to do a Scorpio birthday celebration. My birthday is November 9th, 11/9. But I've added to this birthday party as extra spices from Olando Productions. Oh, we're talking Cooley High.
Oh, see, now you
from the movie and the good old days of Cooley High. See, that's gonna be the bomb. Now this is October 29th, 2023 at the Catalina Jazz Club, 6725 Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood, California. And you know what they say about Scorpion men? Well, women too. You know y'all got like a little nasty streak, but it's a good nasty streak. I'm just saying. I know some Scorpion. That's why I got 5 kids and 5 grandkids.
See, just making babies for the revolution. Make the next generation for the revolution. That's what we got to do. Well, Victor, it's always a pleasure to chat with you.
My daughter's Scorpio too.
Oh, see, 2 nasty people in the same family. Shut up, mother love. I know about them kind of people. Listen, you enjoy yourself. I'm going to do everything I can to come down and see you guys on Sunday, because it's on Sunday, right? Yeah. Our grandson is in a play.
6 p.m.
He's in the arts. And so he has a play on the 29th. And I'm working to make both of those happen. So it has been an absolute pleasure to chat with you. You enjoy yourself. Thank you, Cynthia Busby from Busby Promotions. And thank you for dealing with us with our technical difficulties at the beginning. Know that there's peace and love, and know this. No matter how big or tall, short or small, thick or thin, it matters not what skin you're in. Everybody needs some mother love now and then. Peace, Victor. Oh, and the tickets is only $25. All right. I know what I'm doing.